Watch the Save the World tier list. I got you. He's just gonna say Jace is the best, I feel like. Save the World rap tier list.
His beat selection is good. His flow variety is crazy. He knows how to ride a beat and go hard, even with the weirdest, most awkward flows. But I'm not gonna lie, he has an acquired taste. You do kind of have to let him grow on you a little bit. And he needs a more in-depth discography before we can really see his full potential. Right now, I'm gonna put him at B+. Izaya's current music is kind of mid. In the beginning of his career though, his music was pretty flawless. He really had the melodic sound on lock and his production was otherworldly. Unfortunately, he didn't really give it his all because of mental health and stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like his time to shine is gone really. Other people are now the front runners of his sound. And it kind of just seems like music is not a priority to him. Overall, I'm gonna give him a B.
Yeah, I feel like Izaya Tiji has an acquired taste. There are some songs that I like, but a lot of the times it just feels very like drugged out to the point where I'm not on drugs most of the time, so it just sounds off beat. But I think that he does have songs that I like. KanKan, he's gonna say, is like it sounds the same every single song, like the same flow, just on different beats. But I don't necessarily think KanKan is really trying to make music as a full-time career. I think he's just building a brand, and that's why he did a distribution deal, and that's why he's starting the Double R thing and selling clothes and GTA server. Like, honestly, that's a good route in my opinion, because it's hard to be a top artist for 5+ years. We always say that. So this is just more of a long-term thing. You're building loyalty within your fan base aside from just music.
Kan gets a lot of shit for making the same song over and over again, and I agree with that, but honestly, it's not really that bad of a thing. His current style is hard, and the fact he doesn't drop that often kind of keeps you from burning out on his music. Also, this is gonna be a crazy hot take.
Fair.
But I truly feel like Kan has the best new gen underground album of all time. His self-titled project literally has no misses. Back then, Kan was probably like top 5 producers in the game. I'm gonna give Kan a solid B. Honestly, I never really liked Summrs' music like at all. Even with his best stuff, he's just really not my cup of tea. Overall, his discography is not bad. He has a lot of hits. I think Summrs has the ability to make good music, but right now, he's more focused on the idea of hitting the charts rather than making actual quality music and focused.
Oh, I like that. That was a good point. I do think he gets too locked into the idea of getting #1 on Apple Music or whatever, instead of just like dropping and then satisfying his fans. And it's like, if you drop good music, the accolades are gonna come.
Focusing on his image. So I'm gonna give him a B-.
Jump at the window like Peter Pan, nigga gon' make him believe. How did the car that we wiping in on that phone, nigga just gotta sneeze.
Now, everyone has been telling me to listen to Glock 40 Spaz for like the past 3 months now. And after going through his music, I can honestly say
I like Glock 40 Spaz. I'm not gonna lie. I understand that he was beefing with Cardi and people want me to pick sides, but I don't give a fuck. If the music is good, I'ma listen.
He's not bad, but I don't really get the hype. His music, like his sound itself, is kind of average, but I feel like he gets a lot of attention just because he has an underground aesthetic to him. I see why kids like him.
I also feel like a lot of these rappers talk like they're, you know, they buy guns and then they start thinking they're all gangster, but like Glock is actually locked up for aggravated robbery, so you actually believe him when he says shit.
Because he's kind of putting a spin on the whole gang rap thing. And I'm not gonna lie, on some songs like Free Sumo.
Oh, and that's another thing. He like is a newer generation rapper, but he has the street spin, which is like refreshing, because there's that whole street side of rappers, of course, then there's a bunch of new rappers coming up, but like he's within this like internet space doing the street rap, so like it's I don't know, he's on this side doing something different, even though he's doing the same thing on the other side. You get what I'm saying? Like, the combo is nice.
He does go really hard, but overall, he's not really that different from anything else out there. And his beat selection is kind of generic, honestly. People just overhype it because he's just...
I like his beat selection. I feel like street rappers, that is their downfall. Like, it's just trash beats, like the same thing over and over. I think he picks great beats because it's like the futuristic style, but again, he's doing street rap over it.
Rapping
kind of like almost Homicide Gang in a way, but not as Cardi-esque
way than most people. Overall, I'm gonna give him a C+. I
feel like Duwap Kaine, doesn't he start like an OnlyFans? Like, he's just quitting rap to start sucking dick on camera.
Duwap Kaine is not good. I've said this before.
Yeah, man. I don't think Duwap Kaine is all too good. I understand his influence and whatever, like a lot of fans say, but there's a reason that he didn't pop off like the rest of the artists. It's just like super offbeat and like, I don't know, the melodies of the auto tune, like it's just not executed perfectly, so it just doesn't do as well. And the numbers back it up.
And every time I get comments like, but I've been listening to Duwap since I was in middle school. Exactly. That nigga was hard when you were 12. His best music, like his highest quality music, is pretty average when compared to everyone else in the underground. People meat ride him so much because he's been doing it for a long time. But be honest, his music is pretty hard to listen to. Like, it's pretty rough. So I'm gonna give him a D.
All that bro shit gotta stop.
He's gonna give Jace an A, isn't he?
Jace somehow manages to drop like a new project every week, and they all sound good. I can't say I
feel like when Jace drops so often, it's good music. Like, he is one of the more talented people, but again, it's like the NBA Youngboy treatment where I cannot follow. I can't keep up. If he dropped less frequently and put themes behind his music and like built up a rollout, I would care more. But then it just ends up, since he drops so often, it kind of is the same song over and over, and like the same flows and the same, like, you know?
Heard a bad or terrible Jace song. It's only songs that I just didn't like. He's the most dedicated and locked in artist in the underground right now, and he has like a new hit every month. Honestly, if the whole snitching thing never happened, he probably would be way closer to going mainstream. His ability to make
I mean, he had that Lyrical Lemonade music video coming out, and the Offset, I think, and G Herbo. It might not be Offset, but it had the G Herbo remix of 556, but then that just never happened.
Melodic music and hard music, and have both of them sound good, is pretty rare. Like, you should see the shit I get in DMs. It's not good at all. Honestly, I think Jace is better than most of the underground, not because I'm like a #1 Jace meat writer or because I think he's like a prodigy or something. He literally just is more locked in than everyone else. Like, Can literally just said on his story he forgot to make music for months. I'm gonna give Jace an A.
I would have given Destroy Lonely like a A before, but I feel like this last project was a little bit of a step back. I'll give it like an A- for Lone.
I don't think Lonely fans realize that Lonely is an acquired taste. So when a professional lone meat eater such as yourself hears a song and you go, oh my God, this is the best thing since the microwave, a normal functioning human being will listen to that song and, you know, it's gonna take time to grow on them. On top of that, Lone is very hit or miss. Sometimes he has the absolute best flows in the underground, the best beat selection, like he's literally out of this world. And sometimes he just sounds so ass and it's just so hard to get through a song. He's at his best when he's just flowing on the beat and makes it look easy. I'm gonna put him at C+. He needs to be more consistent with his quality, and he needs to learn how to actually make a good project instead of just relying on the opium aesthetic to carry him to success.
I feel like he's gonna shit on Ken Carson, bro, because I love Ken Carson, especially Project X, but I just haven't been feeling the latest snippets. Like, people just meat riding the shit out of that because it's opium, like the new low voice flow. But yo, I just don't know if that's the flow he should go with.
To be fair, Ken is evolving in terms of his beats and his flows. His music is still in that awkward puberty phase. Aside from his hits, most of
Yes, that's perfect. He's like trying to figure out the next sound because the old one kind of got dragged out because everybody started rapping on his type of beats. And so he's trying to figure out the next wave, but I just don't know if he's figured it out yet. Go.
If his discography doesn't really go that hard. He doesn't flow as smoothly on a song as Lone does. So I'm gonna put him in C tier.
As I walk down that path for the
Oh, he loves Tana, right?
ass niggas to compare, lyrics share. Did my dirty ass niggas. I get caught, I'm a faded ass nigga.
He's not necessarily trying to come up with crazy new flows, but he's doing what he does best and he's getting better at it. His latest album was pretty good, and I don't think he's cool with the people he came up with anymore, but he's doing pretty good on his own right now. I'm gonna put him in A tier.
Crazy. I actually do think he showed a lot of growth on his last project. I told y'all. I just feel like the melodic shit, I don't know. It doesn't hit for me, but he had a couple of songs on the new type of ambient 808 beats that were actually pretty good. I think one of them is on my playlist.
Shay is an actual prodigy, but I went on hiatus
Bro, what?
9 months ago, and I come back and Shay practically has the same amount of material. He's very talented, but hopefully Shay doesn't turn into an Izaya Tiji or Frank Ocean situation where people literally have to beg him to make music. I'm gonna put him in B+.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really know too much about Shayromani. I understand that he was popping like, I don't know, like 6 months ago, but I just haven't heard much from him. So I can't even, like, if you're not dropping music, it goes back to the Sofago thing. If you're not dropping music, it's hard to grow. You can't just post pictures on Instagram every 3 months and expect to get a bunch of followers and more people to listen to your past projects. When you're in the underground, you have to give the people content. That's the only way to grow. I actually like Corleo a lot.
He has very good beat selection, but unlike his dad Lone, his flow is not that good. They're very boring copy and paste flows. It's like he records the verse and chooses the beats later. His style, his attitude, his aesthetic, all of that is cool, but his music has no substance. Listening to him is like being on an elevator. It's cool at first, but damn, can I please get off? I'm gonna put him in C-.
I could give him like a B-. I actually like Lil Shine. I don't necessarily listen to him all the time, but he's good.
Basically plug and be Summrs, but he doesn't make your ears bleed. Nothing really new, but he sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna put him in C-. Smokingskul is hard for like the first 10 minutes.
Smokingskul, yeah. That sound is just very aggressive and it's grungy, and I get that there's an audience for that. It's just not for me though.
I'm gonna put him in C-. Never really got the Lucky hype. I say this about a lot of people, but Lucky makes the same goddamn song.
See, I said the same thing when we listened to his project, like I want to say a year ago, and everybody was calling me racist. I was like, bro, what? Just because I said Lucky like makes a lot of the same song. It's very chill. It's almost like I related Destroy Lonely's project, his last one, If Looks Could Kill, to Lucky, because it's a very chill vibe. And if you're in that zone, it's great music, but I would just like a little bit more variety. But Lucky for sure is doing his thing.
Over and over again, and people just eat it up. Diehard Lucky fans think he's the best thing since sliced bread, and he's good, I'm not gonna lie. He lacks variety, but his wordplay is pretty cool, and he always rides the beat pretty well. I'm gonna put him in B tier.
I feel like Rich Amiri has some really good songs, but a lot of it is just like it's kind of the same.
I'm not really sure what the point of his music is. He's very boring to listen to. He's not an interesting guy. C-. Autumn is the definition of a B. Cochise was
That's all he had to say. Autumn is actually a really good artist. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of the hype because I feel like he's doing his own thing. And I feel like he's more talented than most of the artists because he can produce his own beats. And a lot of them can do that. But he actually knows what he's doing. He can is melodize a word. He can sing, carry a melody. He can also rap. I don't necessarily like his rapping all too much because it's just like the Kermit the Frog type style, but he can make good songs for sure. Like when he said that he's like the underground Drake, I feel like he does kind of have that vibe to him.
But he's pretty boring now. He's still trying to ride that anime rage wave. He's not bad, but I'm definitely not going to listen to him anytime soon. I'm going to put him in C tier.
Who did he say? Who was that? Oh my God, bitch, Amiri. Who was the last person he said? Autumn, Shayromani, Lucky. I guess that he was just talking about Autumn. Or no, he said Cochise. Cochise, I honestly feel like he's losing a lot of hype. And like the whole baby voice thing was cool for a while, especially when Cardi got off of it and moved on to a new sound. But it just got kind of boring. And so he's dropping a new project soon. We'll see how it is. I'm definitely going to be listening to it. But it kind of got old, you know? But he's definitely a certified hit maker. Like, he got a song in 2K. So we'll see. But I don't think he's good at making projects. I think he's good at making singles. But that's with like most of these artists, to be honest.
All right, come on.
So yeah. I feel like this definitely would not be mine. I'd probably put Hard Rock as a B, just because he doesn't drop so much. So I feel like you can't justify, because he doesn't have that much music out, although he does go hard and he has hella potential, so he could move up. I don't know. KanKan, I would honestly put down as a C, because he doesn't even care about the music, and I knew that before he stopped making music for like 9 months. Summrs, I'd probably put it a B. Lucky, B. Shayromani, don't really know much about him, so I'd have to put him at like a D. Duwap there too. Cochise, yeah, I'd probably give a C, because his latest shit isn't all too good to me, but he has the like hits in the back catalog. I used to love Cochise. He used to be like one of my favorite artists. Corleo, I'd probably put like a B minus. Ken, I'd probably put at a B plus. Smokingskul, D. Amiri, C. Glock 40 Spaz, I'd probably put it a B or B plus, man. Lil Shine, I like Lil Shine's music. I don't necessarily listen to it all the time, but I'd probably put him like a C plus or B minus. Let's see. Izaya Tiji, I'd probably put like a C minus, because I don't know. It doesn't drop very often. I see all the wild Instagram stories he posts. He might even be like schizo or something. Tana, I'd probably put it a B minus, C plus. Jace, I'd probably put it as a B minus, because he's good, but like I just don't care because he drops so often. Lucky, probably put as a B or B plus. Autumn, B plus. Is there anybody else? I feel like he missed out. Actually, Yeet's not even in the underground anymore, so yeah, he can't put him there. I feel like Sofego's still underground, even though I know he signed to Travis Scott, but like he hasn't broke through yet. Oh, Lone, I'd put as a B plus, because he still has something to prove. I don't put any of these people in A. I think it's still up for the grabs. I think Lone is at the top for sure, but he still has something to prove. He did the numbers. I can't deny that. 29K first week. So he's not even underground anymore, so he shouldn't even be on this list. But I think he has the next project. It needs to be like 18 songs. It needs to add a little bit more hype to it, like more energy songs. It can't just be all chill music. The branding was on point though for If Looks Could Kill, like the mask and the demon thing, whatever. It was a murderer. He sold more than Glorilla. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, and she's not a TikTok rapper by any means. Like, she's just an industry rapper. But a lot of these artists who have big songs, like it's almost a bad thing because then you reach such heights and then you don't really have a fan base that's dedicated to you. They just move on to the next person who makes a hit song. So I feel like the best way to get a fan base is to not even get a hit until you already have a big catalog. She just kind of came out with a huge hit and that was her first song. I don't even know. She might have music prior to that, but that's the first time I heard about her. Then again, I am not in that whatsoever.